What's going on YouTube? Welcome everybody back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of me talking watches. About 2 months ago I posted a video where I'm discussing some of the most underrated watches in 2021 in my opinion. That video didn't do very well, it didn't get a lot of views or traction, and some people complained a little bit about the audio too, and I watched the video again and the audio was kind of crap and the quality of the video wasn't the best. I don't really know how I posted that video, but I took it down, and in today's episode I want to remake that video, but also with a little bit of a twist. I want to talk about what are some of the watches that look more luxurious than they actually are. I know that there are a lot of people out there that buy watches based on the looks. The more luxurious the better, or the more recognizable people will see and will appreciate it and will compliment it, and that is probably due to the fact that not everybody affords to buy a lot of watches. So when you buy that one watch, you want it not only to be durable and beautiful and shiny, and you also want people to know about it and to compliment it. Maybe, I don't know. But that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we go ahead, I just want to give you a quick second to give me a like, to subscribe to the channel, and shall we? The first watch on the list is the Tissot PRX. Now, I've talked about the PRX in a few videos, and I also dedicated a full episode to the Tissot PRX that is surprisingly doing very well. It's gained about 1,000 views in just 1 week, which I'm very excited. But if you haven't seen the video and you want more details about the watch, you can click up here and watch it. Now, I will quickly say why I consider the PRX looking more luxurious than it actually is, because it's an incredible watch. The watch is priced at $650. Now, $650 can get you a lot of watches, and a lot of people might say that it's even a lot of money. But $650, when we're talking Tissot, when we're talking a Swiss manufacturer, when we are talking about a manufacturer that has been around for decades in a row, doing such a great job at what they do, $650 is not a lot. $650 doesn't get you a lot of choices when it comes to Swiss manufacturers. So I think Tissot, especially the PRX Powermatic 80, is an incredible watch, bringing you the both of the two worlds, combining the new modern with the vintage looks, with the integrated bracelet, being such a slick and slim and modern. This watch is absolutely incredible, and I think it looks so much more luxurious than what it actually is. The second watch that I have on the list is the Orient, and that is the Bambino. Regardless of which one you want to get, 1, 2, or 3, they have a lot of colors and a lot of dials, but this is a great alternative for somebody that wants to have a dress watch or dresses up a lot of the times and just wants to have a watch that will go amazing with a suit and being dressed more professional. This is a great watch and retails for around $150, which is an absolute steal for what you're getting. Now, Orient always goes head to head with the Seiko. It's another Japanese brand that does such a great job, and yeah, it's just a beautiful watch. They've been focusing on making luxurious entry-level watches for a very long time, and I think the Bambino just speaks a lot and is yeah, everybody that I've asked, they say that this watch looks way more luxurious than $150, and they would never think that this watch would only cost $150. So I think this watch overall looks more and more luxurious than it actually is. Next up, we got the Tudor Royale. Tudor Royale, I have a feeling that is not getting the attention that it deserves. Tudor has released the Royale in September of last year, so it's been about a year. It's a fairly new watch, but I think one of the reasons is because a few months right after the Royale was released, Tudor has introduced a bunch of new watches, which were all great, but this is one of the reasons why I think that the Royale has kind of been overseen, and that is because so many of the Black Bay 58s are released now, the silver, bronze, the chronograph, and so many others that I think that we need to stop a little bit and just pause and go back to the Royale. It's a beautiful watch, and if you know anything about Tudor, being Rolex's little brother, you are getting a lot. You're getting a lot for the price, and Tudor on average goes for around $3,500, $4,000, $5,000, and they have priced the Royale at $2,200. Now you can get it in stainless steel, you can get it steel and gold, you can get Roman numerals, diamonds, you can get blue dial, black dial, gold or champagne dial. So there's a variety of what you can get, but the first one, the Roman numerals, a day-date complication, stainless steel, retails for around $2,200, which I think it's an incredible watch. And because of the whole brand, this watch doesn't fall back. This watch, it goes up in value. So there's nothing better than that. Now the next two watches that I have on the list are more controversial. A lot of people like them, a lot of people don't. The next one is not as hated. The last one is very hated, but okay. The next watch is the Panerai, and I don't have a specific model. What I want to be talking about Panerai is the whole brand. I'm not saying that Panerai looks more luxurious than it actually is, because Panerai, they come with a hefty price too, $7,000, $8,000. It's not cheap by all means. But when I say that it looks more luxurious, or the reason I put it in this category with watches that look more luxurious than they actually are, is because of the message the Panerai sends unwillingly. It's something that they did because they did so many mistakes throughout their whole career. And you know, a lot of people hate them for that. But I have never seen somebody buying a Panerai as their first luxury watch. I have never seen somebody saying that Panerai is my dream watch. So every time I see somebody that wears a Panerai, I know for a fact that they have many more other watches at home. Panerai usually people get, you know, just to fill up the collection, or it's just another fun watch, so it's not necessarily on the bucket list. But that's the thing. I know for a fact with everybody that I met that was wearing a Panerai, they also have a Daytona, they have a Submariner, they have Omegas, they have a lot of other watches. So this is one thing that, you know, tells me that, hey, he's doing well. If he wears a Panerai today, I can only imagine what he's got at home. So this is the whole message that Panerai sends as a watch brand without them even wanting. They did so many mistakes, and you know, they screwed up with the movements, and everybody knows that Panerai's watches that have gotten the most advertisement from Sylvester Stallone. And all of his movies, he's wearing Panerai, and you know, we all know his movies too. You know, they're very adventurous. He's fighting, he's shooting, falls down in the water with the motorcycle. There, he does so many activities, and this watch just is ready for everything. So you know, when Panerai as a brand is, everybody looks at Panerai as an indestructible watch, and when they release now the new watches and they have 30 meters of water resistance, it's like, what are you doing, guys? You have gotten free advertisement for being one of the toughest watches for so many years, and then you just purposely just bring it down. And so these are some of the reasons why people hate them. But again, it does make sense for me to put this watch on this list, because it might not be more luxurious than it actually is. But when you wear a Panerai, people will think that you have such a huge watch collection at home. And this is the whole message that it sends. And this is all this list is about. Again, watches that, you know, look more luxurious than they are. Watches that will turn head. That's what I see. And the last one that I have on the list is a watch that gets probably more hate than love, and that is the Hublot. I don't love Hublot. I was never a big fan of the Hublot. Have I thought before that maybe one day I'll own one? Sure, but that comes from my childhood, you know. I have seen so many soccer players and people that are extremely rich that wear Hublots, and in my head, Hublot was always a watch that was up there, like Richard Mille and that level, although it isn't. And that is because Hublot as a brand, they're not trying to sell you a watch. In all of their advertisements, they sell you a lifestyle, a luxurious lifestyle. And that is not necessarily true, because a watch will not give you the lifestyle that they represent in their videos. But somehow this is what they've managed to do for decades. And this is one of the reasons why people hate them so much, because they're not that. But regardless of whether you love them or hate them, regardless of what they're trying to sell you, whether it's a watch or a lifestyle, it doesn't matter. Hublot as a brand speaks a lot of success, and therefore I think it makes sense to be put on this list, because again, I am not the only one that knows that there's watches, you know, on Chrono 24 you can buy them for $6,000. but when you see it on somebody's wrist, you immediately think that this guy is loaded, that this guy is doing amazing, and he has such an incredible watch collection because he's wearing, I don't know, it's a very controversial topic here when it comes to Hublot, but I think it deserves to be on this list. Not that it's good, not that it's bad, but these are some of the watches that I think are more luxurious or look more luxurious than they actually are. To wrap up the video, I don't know, should I say, I'm not saying that you guys should buy watches based off the look, but I think we're all guilty of that because we've all been through that, and we've all had times when maybe, you know, we didn't have a lot of money to buy a watch or to put together a watch collection. So what we were thinking is, what is that watch that not only will serve me well, but will also be somewhat recognized by the world, or people will compliment it, or I think we all had thoughts like that in our minds. So is it good, is it bad? I don't know. I don't do that anymore, and I think this is a little bit childish, but these are 5 watches that are on my list as looking more luxurious than they actually are. Alright, thank you so much for watching, guys. Again, I just want to ask you guys for a quick like. It costs you nothing. Subscribe to the channel. And another thing that I'm working on right now is my website. I'm building my own website, and I will be talking in more depth about each watch that I'm talking on YouTube also. So you can go there and watch it, but a little bit of patience. I'm working on it now, so I'm building it and I'm filling it up with a lot of information for you. So soon enough, I will be linking it in the description too, so you'll hear more about my website. With that being said, again, thank you so much for watching. Give me a follow if you're on Instagram. I'll put that in the description too. Take care.